All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Black Desert. So before we start anything, I decided to change my audio settings a little bit, so let me know if it's too loud or too quiet, just the mic audio. And yeah, so one thing I wanted to talk about today was mostly just share a story of how I got into BDO. So I guess this is going to be an interesting one, and some might be able to relate to it and some might not. And before we do that, we're just going to be doing rift bosses, so for all of you audio listeners only, we're not doing anything super important. But yeah, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this story. And yeah, so how I got started with this game. So I guess a lot of you guys, when you start a new MMO, you always ask your friends, like, hey, is this good? I guess that's how it goes for this one. And when I first started BDO, it was actually in the beta of when it came out for NA and EU. And I didn't start at the very start of the beta because my friends were playing it first, and then I was like, hey, is this game fun? And I checked it out, and then we played since then. And fun fact for all of you guys who are new to the channel, or actually whether you're old or new, my first ever character was a Valkyrie because they didn't have like the extra, I don't know, 15 other classes that are out nowadays. So as you guys know, most people have their own friend circle and you just play games together. Let me give you a little bit of a background before we say anything, because this will be relevant. So the other MMOs that I've played in the past are like Elder Scrolls Online, World of Warcraft, Maple Story, that was a big one, RuneScape, and a little bit of Final Fantasy. Those are the ones I would put at least a year into. And there were other MMOs that I just played for a few months, so I don't really count those in general. But you know how when you start a game with your friends and then you like the game, but then after like 2 months or so they quit and you're just like, oh, I guess I'm gonna be playing by myself. And luckily this game is one of those where you mostly do play by yourself. And obviously over time you meet other people, you join guilds and do everything. But mostly BDO is one of those things you do on your own time. So that's why I guess I still enjoy it. I still do play other MMOs as well, but BDO, I guess I would consider is one of my mains. And yeah, so in other MMOs, I've always had the background of I like grinding, and mostly when I check out an MMO, the big thing is I like character progression, and I really like the idea of saying like my gear is better than someone else's, and something to showcase like all the time and effort you put into the game, and is like a visible progress that doesn't get reset every expansion. I'm looking at you, Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft. Like, I could just go into World of Warcraft. I haven't played that game in probably 3-4 years, and I just play for about a month, and then I'm literally caught up to probably whatever the new meta is or gear cap. So I do have the background of Maple Story, which is a very grindy game. I guess not so much anymore, but a classic one. I played that for like 7 years, back before the whole reboot thing. And so I was always used to grinding in circles for like 0.1% XP and all that stuff, which is basically Black Desert in a nutshell. So I came into this game after knowing that. I'm just like, okay, that's cool. And oh, Sissel, that's kind of garbage. So over the years, I've learned a lot of stuff by playing this game, like how to do everything myself, and there weren't any guides, so half the fun of it, I guess, I don't know about newer players, but when you start a new MMO, the whole idea of like a fresh start, or you know how like WoW does classic, you get the nostalgia moments from all the years of knowledge you get. I don't think with BDO, if they ever had like a fresh start completely, I don't think I could do it. It's just I spent so much time and effort playing this game and getting to where I am now, and if they just wiped it all away and started over, I think I'd probably just quit the game, to be honest. But I can still do seasons. That's probably like a very good balance of what they have created so far. And I do think they did seasons right, and they're still improving it over time. But yeah, so I had the whole mentality of grinding. And one thing for all of you guys who have played this game, it's very hard to explain this game to your friends and or just people who are outsiders and have never played this game. And it's really fun. Like, we all know about how exciting and stuff can happen in this game, but when you're talking to people who have never played it, trying to explain this game to them is probably one of the hardest things to do, because if I tried to explain it to my friends, I don't think I could explain it in a way that sounds appealing, other than like this game really does have one of the best combat systems. Whether the classes are balanced or not, that's a whole different story. It's not, but like the visuals and just the whole like open world experience is like really good to me. But after that, okay, so let me try to explain this. And this is literally what I would say to my friends, and if they were to ask me, because if someone really were to ask me, how is this game, what's it like, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not gonna waste your time, because that's like the worst thing you could do, is waste someone's time. And so trying to explain it to some people that have never played it, like, oh, okay, so you're gonna, what do you do in this game? I grind in circles at various spots all day. And that doesn't sound appealing, because there are games like Final Fantasy and Elder Scrolls Online where there's like a story and there's a lot of lore. Like, not to say that there isn't any story in here, but like that, I wouldn't say the story is the main focus of BDO, whereas like, I don't know, any other MMO that has years of like character building, all these factions and everything, story, it's just not the same in BDO. So you tell people that and they're like, okay, well, if you're into the gameplay, that's cool. So I think if you're into PvP, it's fine. It really does have the best combat system in games that I've played. But yeah, telling people you grind in circles for rare drops and more money to you grind higher end spots for the same thing, it doesn't sound appealing. And then don't get me started on the whole enhancing system, because there's zero shot anyone can explain the whole enhancing system and gearing to people who don't play this game without making it sound like, oh, okay, so that's what you do? I think I'll just skip this game then. So overall, it's one of those things where you just kind of have to try playing the game. And obviously it's not for everyone, but there really is a lot of stuff that I do like about it. And then there are a lot of stuff that's very hard to explain to others. So yeah, I don't know. I would love to hear your feedback. How would you explain this game to people with a lot of detail on what you do, while still making it sort of appealing and stuff? I just realized, I'm like, why are there bandits here? And then I forgot I'm not on an Elvia channel. But anyway, so yeah, enhancing, how do I describe it to people? Okay, so you have this thing called fail stacks. How do you get them? By failing gear, and you fail to succeed. If you've never played this game, that means nothing to you, and then when you try to explain it, it's just like, well, now why would you want to do that? And then I don't know. But I don't know, I guess it's one of those RNG mechanics that people like, and that does really go with the whole, I like being able to say my gear is different from yours. And obviously, like, whether you like that or not, it's a different story. But that was always one of those things. It's a moment where you could say, oh, I worked for this. But I guess another good thing about this game is, while there is like the marketplace and the central market, you can't particularly go and be like, okay, I'm just going to buy all this, and you can't just trade someone who started the game yesterday all the best gear. And I guess another thing would be everything you've learned from all the other MMOs, you kind of throw that out the window with this one. Usually with, I guess, the mentality of other games is you go in, you get max level in a week, you do all the highest raids, you get the best gear, do it again on multiple characters. I guess that would be what people would consider a traditional MMO. But this one is really just a sandbox. You progress your character slowly, and all the gear you guys have, you should be proud to say you've earned it. And whether you grinded and saved up billions of silver to get what you want, or you made it yourself, it is a really proud moment. So that's, I think, something that's very good. But yeah, let's see what other things. And I guess over the years, just by playing this game, open world games, I think I enjoy more. So we've always had those games where you start a game with your friend and someone likes it, and then your other friends just quit a month later, and then you're just stuck playing this by yourself. Happens all the time. But I think this is one of those games that, how do I put it? If you like playing solo, it's also good. I think what they're doing is actually catering towards that, and they're adding more dungeons and stuff, like the whole Ataraxian thing, which I think I heard in the Heidel Ball, they're making it easier, more or less. And like, you do it with your friends or guildies, but it's not like as tedious to get into, which I think is a good thing. And all they really need to do is pretty much just have like a queue system or a party finder, and I think that would be really great for all the new dungeons. So like if you've never done it and half your guild hates doing it, just go party finder it. So yeah, what else did I do in the 6 years I've been playing this game? The first year, no one really knew what was happening, and my experience, I guess, would be a lot different from everyone else's. So when I first started this game, we have the central market right now, right? And I think you can actually watch some of my videos from like 6 years ago, and it was not the same. Like, so for anyone who says, oh, the central market is awful, oh my god, you should have played the game years ago. So they had a marketplace system, right? And obviously prices were a lot lower than before because obviously people made less silver an hour. So people complain about making 1 billion silver an hour these days. Guess what? Making like, when you first started, making 2 million silver was considered good. And then after some buffs later on, it was 20 million silver an hour was considered good. And then like 50 to 100, and then they just kind of super ramped everything up later on, and then people were just making hundreds of millions pretty regularly. And then here we are, 2022, where making like 500 to a billion silver an hour is considered the normal, which I don't hate it. It's a good thing. Like, obviously over the years, this is something that all MMOs kind of struggle with, like keeping everything up with the pace. Like, obviously you want to, as a company, you want to make sure that newer players don't feel like discouraged playing this game. So obviously they need to come up with catch-up mechanics. And I do think that Seasons, that has been out for what, like 3 years now or something, 3, maybe 4. I think Seasons are a really good addition to the game. And it's always funny hearing people say, oh man, people are getting those pen, what are they called? I have it on my other character, hold on. What is this called again? Kaposha. I remember when they announced the Kaposha here on season rewards and people freaked out. And realistically, nowadays, no one cares. So I get the idea of like, you worked hard for your gear and you're proud of it to the point where you think that people should work for theirs as well. But at the same time, I don't think that's a really good thing for a game in general. Like if someone has to catch up and play for like 5 years to catch up to where like a veteran player is, that would just kill the game. And you know what's the worst thing? If the game is dead, your gear is worthless. So I'm always happy with changes and stuff. I don't think they should keep giving people free pen armors and stuff, but I do think there should be some sort of catch up, but to the point where you still kind of have to work for it. So I think season is a good balance, but like the whole Jatina pen accessory, pen armor thing, I think it's a good thing. It doesn't really destroy the game. But with the whole Magnus Abyss 1 thingy where they're just giving people free pen armors, I'm like, it's okay as long as they don't, it's not like a repeatable and you only get like one of them. It's not going to kill the game. I think it's just good overall. So what else has happened over the years? Remember when there used to be pre-orders for items? So basically the way it worked before is items had like a price you list it. There were no minimums, there were no maximums. You just listed it at the one price that the market price told you to, and you get money out of it. And so back in the day, the way it worked is if an item was not in stock, you would put like an order on it. So it kind of like a bid system, and whoever had the highest bid would get the item. So back in the day, you know how memory fragments right now have like a 3 million cap? People would start spending like 10 million per one memory fragment. I thought it was kind of funny, and I am very glad they got rid of that system, because I definitely paid a lot of silver for some of the items that I no longer even have. So like I don't know how many of you guys remember when Tungred earrings were a thing. Let me actually see how much are Tungreds these days. I did have Tet Tungreds. So I remember Tri-Tungreds were like the meta thing. If you had a Tet one, you were basically in the 1%. You were a god. So I remember paying 6 billion silver. 6 billion silver for one of them. And my other one, I paid 10 billion silver. Because it was just a bid system. Whoever paid the most got it. So for a try. And nowadays, look at the price of that. So much less. And so yeah, I think the central market is a very good thing. It really just puts an idea on supply and demand. Oh, we actually got all accessories today. Whether they're good or not, it's not a big deal, but we got some stuff. Let me go list that one. Why are Eye of the Ruins like at an all-time high right now? Well, it's not all-time high, but that's 86 mil. Yo, someone just listed a pen guard brace for what in the world? First of all, if you're selling a pen god eye, I can guarantee you one-tap that with your Jay's hammer, because you have no idea what the real value of that is. Let me see. So you see this. You're not even selling it at max price. What are you doing? Holy dude, if I could have paid 112 for mine, that would have been so nice. How much is a guard brace? Let me just tell you, just after looking at this, some people do the weirdest things in this game, and to the point where you're thinking is like, is that RMT? I don't know. Okay, so an equivalent, someone could be selling this, the same exact item, 134 billion. All they have to do is convert that god eye to a pen black or a black star. They're both pen, by the way, so same stats. Spend like what, 1 billion extra, turn it from god eye to black star, list it for 134, and you're literally making 20 billion more. So the fact that you're seeing this kind of sketch. And whether you're a veteran player or not, you kind of see some of these things and you're just like, okay, that's kind of weird, but okay. But yeah, I guess back onto the story. Over the years, things have changed. I think a lot of catch-up mechanics are pretty good. They kind of just need one or two things to help people catch up, like the pen, Jatina thingy. Always, that's fine. But when they just keep giving pens away for free just by doing quests, at some point there's a limit of like, maybe you should not do that. The day they do a second or third like pen accessory is the day I get like very nervous, because right now, even in 2022, going for like pen accessories is still very difficult. Well, at least the relevant ones are. So yeah. I guess what are other old school moments that I've had in this game? Ogre was still... I wish one day... Oh yeah, actually, speaking of ogres, I've been grinding Ash Forest for like 8 hours in the past 3 days, which it's not a lot, but I have 2 Deboreka necklaces that I'm gonna think about what to do with. In Grana, we have 28 of the black leaves for the left lung, so I'm actually trying to push for the Orzeka helmet because I have the chest piece already, so I want to complete the set. Obviously, that would just be pretty nice. And that's one thing I've been working on. Ash Forest actually is like one of the worst things, and every time I see another person there, I'm just like, why are you here? Why am I here? And honestly, Deboreka's, if you don't get one in the hour, which you probably won't because that's how low the rate is, you're probably breaking even. If you're spending like elixirs, tent buff, and everything, you're probably losing money. You're either breaking even or just losing it. So yeah, one of those things. I'm just there for the Orzeka, and Debos are always nice on the side. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this story overall, though. How I got started into the game, basically playing with my friends, and then they quit. I meet a lot of cool people on the side, so it's actually very awesome. Over the years I've been playing this game, being able to say that I've accomplished so much. And you should watch my old montage videos. When I hit my first like tet, I was so excited. Hitting first ever try gear was exciting, and then first ever pen, I was so shocked. I never thought I'd be playing this game to the day where I'm actually like almost full pen. So also the fact that they have like a BDO partner program, the fact that I got noticed and have been accepted into that was a very nice moment. Probably one of the most proud things I've accomplished. And so yeah, I still do strive to improve the quality of my content every single day, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it, and I can make more educational videos as well as some of the casual stuff that we do like this time. So if you enjoy various stories I have with this game, feel free to drop a like, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and we'll definitely be back. I try to post pretty regularly. So with that said, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow. And if you don't already follow me on social media, all the stuff are down below and in the description, so you can just click it and you don't have to like type anything out. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you guys have any other interesting story topics you want me to cover that I might have, feel free to let me know, and we'll do that in the future. Have a fantastic day.